All right. Good morning, my dogs. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30 Club, where we try and look at what's happening, what's driving the tape. Right now, it's kind of about rates going higher. I think rates have gone higher every day since they cut 50 basis points. But anyway, with that being said, we have sequences underway. We have sectors in trading. We are trying to manage our tier system, and we're trying to stay safe. I know yesterday at this time, all of a sudden, I was like, feels like, we're in a little bit of a vulnerable state. I better start reducing some positions, adding some hedges and maneuvering. So this way, after a beautiful sequence that we've had since the September 11th lows, you don't want to get caught with your pants down. All right, let me say good morning to some of my dogs around the world. Let's see who's tuning in early. We got Space Specialist from Nyack. Good morning. We got Mikey from Bali who's on the VTF. JJ from Paris. What up? What up? Good morning from Big Texas. So this is what I'm looking at in the morning. So if you ever want to talk to me and hang out, go into YouTube. YouTube, you get to, talk live. We talk about different symbols and we just, figure out kind of what's happening here. What's up, Long Island? What up, Tomas? We got Mikey Pags always getting it done. Where's my boy? Where's my Iranian friend? Good morning, Sully. All right. So with that said, I did try and pare down a lot of risk yesterday. I'll be honest. I probably took off a lot of different things just because I'm like, you know what? Feels like within a few weeks of the election, things are too smooth, rates are going up, but I'm still in a bunch of things. So what am I in? So this is the alpha team. You guys know what the alpha team is. Here it is. So I'm still in a bunch of things. I'm still in, some Amazon. I think Amazon looks good. You're able to buy a little bit lower. I'm still in Apple. Hasn't stopped me out. ASTS has been fine. Dash has been unbelievable. Reddit, great move. I'm just less. So I'm doing it like a little less. I have some options here that are worthless. Some are still working. I put on some 578 puts yesterday, so that'll help. I'm still short some 585 premium. That'll help. And I'm trying to, buy some things, in crypto, buy a dip, sell a rip, stay with the nuclear trade and just figure it out. Anyway, with that being said, maybe today I'll have less than, when I leave today, I'll have less than I came in with, or things will hold in there. As of right now, you have 5804 is pretty big support, which is under the 8-day, which is 5824. And then this 576.5 is really key. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe we hold 5824 and we come off the lows. If you look real quickly at the SPYs, SPYs yesterday, I'm going to start giving you guys the upper area to watch because it's been very, the computers are trained to stop people out and then, look for people's lunch or breakfast. And they did that yesterday. Went below 582.50, hit the 8-day, came off it. And so far this morning, we're right around there. So it'll be interesting. Right now, the SPYs are down 270. Yesterday's low was 580.60. Okay, right, dog, you have 50 there. So if you want to simplify it, which is what I'll put in my note, do we hold above yesterday's low? Do we break it and get sloppy to the downside and maybe see a move to last week's low and then come back up? Or do we get below, stay below, and does everything become, come for sale? With rates this high, they beat up the semis, not the semis. They beat up the small caps yesterday. They beat up the XBI. Thank goodness I don't have any IWM on. This is a friggin' horrendous sector. But I do have a bunch of the XBI on. What could you have done? Well, yesterday, if you were playing this, sometimes people are like, hey, Red Dog, how do I adjust my positions? How do I get out of the way? How do I put my stops? I'm like, depends on your trade. So if you were in the IWM from when I was on with Liz Clayman, this was a true story Wednesday before the CPI and PPI, and had a nice move, and you're like, okay, I just, made 217 to 227, but I think we're going to have a bull flag and go higher. And if you have a third left, your out is when it breaks this 223, 224 area because it no longer is a bull flag. It got invalidated. So that's your stop. If it held here and went sideways and continued, hey, you don't get stopped out. But because it broke it and the trade changed, you had some time to get out of the way. And then yesterday it hit a low of what? It hit a low of 221.53. So put 221.53 in there. And with that being said, now I guess we'll see what happens here at the 21-day. So this 21-day, this low here is what? This is basically 219-ish. So where are the IWMs this morning? The IWMs are probably pretty close to that, if not below it, 220. So if you bought here, tier one, okay, then maybe even added to it when the held in there, and then sold and had tier, and traded around it and got stopped out yesterday, you have the luxury of seeing if you could buy, in the hole today for a move. Everybody who's been saying, IWM is the place to be and da 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 da, I get it. You had this huge, upper channel or whatever you want to even call this pattern. And again, it got rejected into resistance. Such a hard side. So try it here. The XPI, I'm not gonna say anything, so great here, except for I bought the XPI calls here. I stayed here. I added a little bit, and yesterday was my biggest, loser. I didn't get out of it, and now it's but there's a calls. I was anticipating this to break above 103-ish, and when you anticipate, sometimes it hurts. So for me, this, at least it's risk is premium paid. I'm going to stick with it. I went to November 15th. If we go back lower, I might go a little further out, or I might just say, hey, I'm going to wait. Hey, what up, Marco from sunny Spain? All right, so what worked yesterday? What maybe can you buy a dip? So yesterday, obviously, NVIDIA was a huge winner for me, for most of the Alpha team. I bought last week into the close, figuring that, hey, maybe because there's an option wall, I could buy the 240s and the 245s, which I did coming in yesterday. I actually sold the stock within the first few minutes when I was in the morning because it was up 20 cents. The market was getting beat down. I'm like, let me be safe. And then I was able to buy it back. So PS, this was a nice candle yesterday. Sold probably 75% of my calls for a nice trade. But I'm long it. I'm long some stock, and I have about a third left in the calls. So for me, we'll see what happens here. It's only down 62 cents. It's not, that's not a big deal. SPY's down 280. So if you're in the right stocks, at least you're not getting as beat up. But anyway, so we'll see what happens here. I'm going to wait for a 550 minute low. Maybe I'll buy a little bit more. And then if all of a sudden it tries to go green and breaks above 143.71, that'll be a nice little money trade. But again, if all of a sudden we open down 250 in the SPYs and we close down 5 or 6 today, it's going to be hard for NVIDIA to buck that trend. So NVIDIA is important. Yesterday, I'm like, do we hold 137 and go green and have a nice move? If so, you could have made a lot of money in NVIDIA yesterday. Well, today, will it be the same type of move? I don't know. We're down 280. If we break yesterday's lows, it's going to be hard for this to hold up. And if we do break yesterday's lows and this doesn't go down and then we reclaim yesterday's lows, chances are this will be a nice trade. So I'm going to be watching that. I think Amazon is decent. Yesterday I came in long the stock and I came in long the options when we were down $2 like that. I bought more options. I bought more stock, came back up. I sold those options. I sold that stock. I created cash flow around the position in the morning. Now we'll see, can it happen again? As long as this holds, this low here is 185.60. How did I get? Oh, this is 184.58. So I would say, if you, I would just put your stop right around 185. If you look at Amazon this morning, what's Amazon doing? Down $1.20. So it's down less than it was yesterday morning. So I think some people got stopped out yesterday. They're not in a rush to get out. We'll see what happens here today. I'm going to buy a little bit more Amazon. I'm not going to buy any more options. I'm just going to buy a little bit more and see if I could trade around it. Apple also hanging out here near the highs. I'm still in it. I've been in it since down here, though. So why get out of it? It never gave me a reason to get out. I bought some down here. I added. It never stopped me out here. I added, sold a bunch, added. And now I'm smaller. I'm not in options. I'm in it. It's just kind of working. So I'm trying to stay with some things that are working somewhat. So we'll see what happens here today. There's Amazon down $1.11. Here's the SPYs. Let's put Apple up here. Apple is only down $1.59. It's not horrible. What's this low here? This low is 234. So I would say, I would give it. Don't give it to 234 because it's too tight. I'm going to give it to 233. If it gets below there, because it's then it could see the 8-day again, and I don't know if I want to sit around all the way to there. Especially the way this, the way this market is. But anyway, with that being said, we'll see how it goes. That's high, that's mega cap tech land. I'm just gonna be looking kind of there. Interest rates are controlling things right now. The TLTs, look at that break here of the 8-day. That's when, rates started to get a little bit of a concern, and market didn't care too much until all of a sudden it really started breaking an area. So, at this point, where is there support on the TLTs? I guess you could say down here. So we'll see what happens. Does the TLTs open up lower and go green? If that's the case, maybe it relieves a little bit of pressure. Let's put that in there. But if not, I don't know where the 10-year is right now, but it's probably not anywhere so good. It's probably like 420-ish, which that's 375 to 420-ish is a pretty big move. 92.23. So I would put the TLTs up, and then see what happens here. This is a pretty big gap down now. You want to move this down here. See, obviously you have a bunch of gaps to the downside. So anyway, 92.23. What's this low here? This low here is 91.47. So you got to look at points of reference. I'd rather have you guys look at points of reference than look at the TV set and watch everyone's opinions on what's happening here. Bottom line is, rates are starting to get a little bit, worrisome again. So where's the TLTs? The TLT is only down 9 cents this morning too. So it's not like what yesterday was down more. So anyway, the computers are definitely a little bit more programmed towards the TLTs probably for now. But when when rates go up and you need a safe haven, typically, obviously, you could see they go for, the metals are underway just because friggin' the deficit's the size of Texas or more actually Pluto or the galaxy. But anyway, so this will be like my screen. One of my screens down south, what I have is usually I have all the semis lined up like that. And then I have my little mega cap tech area. My indices are over here to the right. So, some people like Red Dog, how are you set up? And I'll also make sure that I have the TLTs up so I could see. And then over here will be Meta. And then I'll have, let's see what's Meta doing. Or Netflix. Look, by the way, it's really pretty interesting that Netflix actually came out. First of all, they got everyone out of Netflix prior to the print, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's like, Red Dog, everybody knows something Netflix is going to miss. I'm like, that doesn't mean that everyone knows. No one knows anything. Bottom line is they wanted to get people out, get people short. And then the question was, would it get above and stay above 736? And it did. And then it got above the post earnings high. So that's pretty nice. That's a nice trade there if you took it. I did not take it, but it's good to see that it happened. So I am accumulating a little Meta options, thinking the same thing's going to happen. My friends over at BAML think that this is going to blow it away and raise. And I think they're going to really talk about, Meta glasses and opticals, whatever. But anyway, I am accumulating a little bit of Meta 620s into weakness only, small. That's one of my earnings plays. Someone's like, Red Dog, what are you playing for earnings? So that's one of them. So what about the Wolf? The Wolf is awesome. That's where I made a lot of money yesterday. I came in with the stock. I came in with options, and just it was a really awesome move. So at this point, I came in smaller, right? If I'm buying in here and adding here, chances are you get smaller. Crypto's down again. Maybe I'll add to it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But, you go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart still looks good. It just broke out. Here's 650. It's probably down, 20 cents? Let's see. The Wolf it's only down 18 cents at $6. That's awesome. What's the IBIT doing? Let's check that out because it kind of correlated. A lot of the miners held in there pretty well. It's only down 37 cents. So crypto's still hanging in there. Let's see. So now you have a different sector. So on a different side, you should have the Wolf. You should have IBIT. You should have, Mara, which you can only buy in dips. Okay. And obviously, what's the other one? CORZ. I bought this in the hole yesterday. This was really good. So again, sectors, you put them together and you see what's happening. So anyway, this is how, you frame the day. IBIT yesterday. Let's go to that. Let's go back to the daily chart. Daily chart IBIT. This is yesterday's low. This is 38.02. You can't be so upset if IBIT holds 38.02. Big move, digestion, hopefully before another move, because that would make trading a little bit more fun. Trading is a lot more fun when there's momentum in sectors working. So anyway, I would say if it holds here, great, makes it easy. If it breaks it, then you have the 8-day, and then here's like a really big spot. Let's hope that it would make it nice and easier to hold if that holds. But anyway, we'll see. The CORZ has been one of my best trades in a while. Bought it down here, sold some, bought some. added to a nice little tail yesterday. So I think this is going to continue. A lot of my big institutional friends think 17 or 18 in 3 months or so. That means Bitcoin will probably be above 73,000. We'll see. And again, the Wolf was a great trade. I was talking about the Wolf last week, and then everyone starts talking. I'm usually ahead of everyone. I've been doing this since 1997. I'm a little ahead of the game, and a lot of people copy my stuff. It's fine. It is what it is. Let it happen. The more people that look, the merrier. Like in the whole nuclear sector, I was one of the first ones here. I'm just saying, not because, pretty much because of the Alpha team, because they're on top of everything. A lot of them are like, hey, Red Dog, look at this OKLO. I have some institutional friends who were showing me Kathy buying it, Stanley, whatever his name was. Anyway, so this was when we were in this, and look at this move. This helped me a ton. This was my biggest winner. I've never even heard of this thing 2 months ago. That's the beauty of this business. Something comes in, you know how to trade it, blah, 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 blah. And so this morning, let's see, let's switch sectors now, right? Now you go like this. You go OKLO, you go SMR, you go, NNE, and this group moves kind of together, right? And so basically, again, this is how you want to look at things. So yesterday, I was buying a ton of this NNE early. I was already in 2 sets of options for OKLO, and I actually never really traded this one as much. So NNE did a deal. What's a deal? Well, they're a young company. It's kind of, they have a lot of things they got to do. So when you get big moves, they need to raise money. It's a small deal. Right now, it's only $25.50. That's not bad. Sometimes, a small deal like this, everyone's shorting because they hear about it. Then if it goes green, it adds fuel to the fire. So yesterday, you look at NNE, I was a big buyer of this thing, early, made great money, had small on, and then I got out of it after hours. Just I'm like, I don't want to deal with it, but I will be watching this. Okay. OKLO, what a move, right? I am in options and I am smaller. I think it's pretty crazy that it's only down 12 cents. So that shows strength. I'd watch this SMR. That's what I'm going to be watching, because to me, it's got the best, tightest setup. And some people thought that they would raise money and they probably got short and they didn't. So if NNE goes green and OKLO is up a lot, chances are this takes out this 20 area and you get another nice trade. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about that group. Anyhow, gold and silver have been doing absolutely fantastic. I actually, got rid of my silver yesterday just because I was trying to pare some things down. I should have rolled it up. I didn't. It is what it is. What I say sometimes is you can't kiss all the babies, right? And you don't need to be in everything to make a living. You just need to know what you're looking at and why, and adjust and not fall asleep behind the wheel. So anyway, cheers to all of you guys for tuning in. Cheers to you guys if you've been in, gold. Holy cow, what a move. We had this on as a power play earlier. I haven't really been that active there, but made really good money down here. And, I'll be honest, silver was a great trade. Guys from the Alpha team, we're buying silver. And this was late last week. I bought I think the 30s for 40 cents, and I sold them yesterday for $1.20. Not so bad. And I'm just not staying with it. It's fine. Can't be in everything. But with that being said, know what you're doing and know why you're doing it, and just keep growing. It's Tuesday. Some people are like, I'm all worn out. What are you worn out on a Tuesday? This morning I did a little video. In the morning I'm showing you guys my morning routine, where I wake up in the morning, drink my water. I give Cadence water. By the way, very sad. My best friend, Cadence is my best friend, and she had a seizure yesterday, her third one. It's the scariest thing ever. I'm sitting there holding her head in my hand so she doesn't hit the floor. Legs are flailing. Chase was like, what's going on? It is sad. Dogs are, Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to tear up. But she's 10. She's 10. So I don't even know what the hell I was saying except for, sauna, ice barrel, iced coffee, 50 charts in front of your screens. Put music on, not the TV. Stay sane. It could be done. And I appreciate you.